Welcome to the All Four Downs podcast. I'm Ovi with Hector V, and we are going through week 14 of the NFL. And I tell you what, man, these games are just getting harder and harder each week to figure this out. But we're narrowing it down to the hottest teams, to the not so hot, to the contenders, to the pretenders. I mean, man, we got to roll some dices and see like what's going on because week 14, Hector and I, we're going to narrow this down as we make our sports betting picks. But first, let's have our standings. How did we do this week, Hector?
Man, it was awesome. We only had one game differential. I won that one, obviously. Thank you very much. I finished 9-4. You finished 8-5.
Oh,
So
it's not bad.
no. We were doing pretty good. I mean, we had a hot start, to the early games. Then we hit a little bump in the road. But it was mostly the Sunday night and the Monday night game that hit us hard. We lost both of those games with
Mhm.
Kansas City and Jacksonville. So, but no, it didn't hurt us overall. So standings, you're only 2 games behind me. Still a lot of football left.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely. Plenty of football to play. I'm glad
hmm
that you mentioned that. Yeah, the best game that I thought was the Broncos and the Texans.
yes,
That was a great match. I know you went to the Dallas Cowboys and saw them play against the Seahawks.
yes,
Oh, that
yes.
was a Thursday night football game.
Thursday night football, Arlington Stadium, and we were part of history. That game we saw no punts. So
Hmm.
that was the fifth time in NFL history that's ever happened. So I got to enjoy the game with two of my daughters, one Cowboy fan, one Seahawk fan.
Oh
Nobody,
boy, and
yeah,
you're in between because you're like, Dad, sit down. You sit down with your Giants.
put it like this: every time one team scored, I did a high five. So I was high fiving a whole lot on both sides. So
uh, That was definitely a lot of scoring.
it
But if we
was,
look
it
at
was.
the standings here, uh, in the AFC East, the Miami Dolphins lead the way by 3 games, and it looked like they're gonna take this title. They're on a 3 game winning streak. Buffalo at 6-6 there, so like they got a tough game coming up in the NFC North. The Ravens are the 2 game winning streak. I'm sorry, they're in the lead by 2 games. Steelers and the Browns are tied, and the Cincinnati Bengals, for some reason, with their backup quarterback, uh, they're in tune. They definitely are in tune. In the AFC South, Jacksonville Jaguars still in first place, but they're in jeopardy of losing that. And technically, the Colts and the Texans are tied 7-5. Colts hot. They're in a 4 game win streak with their backup quarterback. And we're gonna mention a lot of backup quarterbacks because there's at least 4 or 5
Man,
right now that are backup quarterbacks are starting for their
yes.
organizations. The Kansas City Chiefs seems like they're rolling in the AFC West. I thought was gonna be more competitive, and I'm gonna tell you, man, the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers definitely should be fired. That's just me. But they're 5-7 outside looking in. In the NFC East, the Eagles and the Cowboys. I mean, the Eagles are up by 1 game, but they're going to collide. The NFC North, the Detroit Lions seems like they're comfortable. They're in a 3 game lead. The NFC South seems like nobody wants that division, man. But as of late, the Atlanta Falcons have won 2 in a row. They're even at 6-6. And in the NFC West, the San Francisco 49ers, which we thought that once they had a 3 game losing streak, that it was a wrap, but they come to turn around winning 4 in a row. They look like they're locked in the NFC West with a 3 game lead. As far as the playoffs are concerned, the number 1 seed in the AFC is the Miami Dolphins. They own the tiebreaker over Baltimore based on the best win percentage in the conference games. So Dolphins 1, the Ravens 2. There could be a big difference. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Jacksonville Jaguars are both 8-4, but the Chiefs own the tiebreaker because of the head-to-head win percentage. Uh, the wild cards as of right now, the Steelers, Browns, and Colts. But and the Colts they own the tiebreaker head-to-head, but and it ain't over yet. There's still plenty of games, and definitely the Denver Broncos. They're 6-6. I mean, there's a lot of 6-6 teams. The Broncos, Bengals, Bills. I mean, these guys are playing a hard schedule. And then on the other side, the NFC, the Eagles leading the way, number one seed by a game. The 49ers and the Lions are tied 9-3. And then the Atlanta Falcons 6-6. And the wild card, the Cowboys, the Vikings, the Packers, they're in as of now. But then outside, we got the Rams and the Seahawks. Plenty of football. Again, there's only 5 more games left of the season. Okay. And it's gonna get even better.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
is.
it's so tight on both sides of the NFC, AFC sides. We don't have a clear cut of who we think, who we know for sure is going to win that each top seed. The
Mhm.
Eagles are slipping away. There's a 4-team race in the AFC. Is like we don't know week by week. It could be Kansas City. It could have been Jacksonville last night, but it is Miami. Baltimore's hanging around. This is just great football late in the season like this. Nobody's running away with nothing. I'm loving it.
Yeah, most definitely. And a lot of people were on the bandwagon, and I was kind of convinced. Don't get me wrong, the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs and the 49ers in the Super Bowl. The Eagles look like they're the ones. The Eagles look like they're not as good as how they started the season. The 49ers look like they're getting healthier and better. The Kansas City Chiefs offense don't look like they did with Bieniemy. Who knows? Could we get the Ravens and the Eagles, the Ravens maybe against the 49ers in the Super Bowl, a rematch? Or could the Dolphins surprise us all, right, with their explosive offense and make it to the Super Bowl? So there's just a lot of things going on. But what's not going on is this Thursday's football, and which to me, I think, man, they just need to get rid of the Thursday football games because with all these injuries that's going on with the football players and stuff like that, and the studies are proven. Like the prediction was proven before they started Thursday games, right? And then they trying to make it weekly to the point where they added one more game to 17 games. We're seeing a lot of nonsense injuries, man. And the way they prepare themselves and everything else, I just wish that the NFL will look at all this because it just takes away the product for
Yeah.
each team, right? Because when you have a favorite and if they're healthy, they go, right? And then all these injuries start piling up that there's nothing to show for. But there's definitely nothing to show for this first game, and that is the Patriots versus the Steelers. Steelers favored at 6 points. I mean, what you gonna get out of this game?
What we've been getting from the New England Patriots for the last 3 weeks? Absolutely nothing. Almost a month ago, I was just dogging my own team, the Giants, and how bad they were, offensively. But honestly, the Patriots took that reign, and they're going to end the season with that reign as the worst offensive team in the NFL.
Tanking? You think
God,
it's tanking? Because Bill Belichick is not that bad, man.
he's not. He's
But is it
not.
really Mac Jones? Did I get it wrong? I guess I got it wrong.
No, I'm not gonna put it all on him. It got to be something else that we're
Mhm.
not seeing that they don't want us to see. I mean, I won't be surprised. You're right. You know what? I won't be surprised if the Carolina Panthers finish with a better record than the Patriots.
Ooh,
I
ooh,
know we're talking about a team
ooh.
that has one win, but we're talking about a Patriots team that can't seem to score. So I can see the Panthers actually passing them in the standings record wise.
They got to win another game.
Yeah.
I mean, the Patriots are 2-10. The Carolina Panthers they only got one win, so we'll see on that. But I'm taking the Steelers to win in Pittsburgh. Yeah, I mean
With a
they're four and
backup
three at
quarterback.
home.
With a backup quarterback.
Oh man, that's right.
Mitch Trubisky.
Are you serious? Pickett's not playing, huh?
Pickett is out for the season. He's done.
Oh man.
But you can't get
Oh,
any worse than the Patriots. I'm
then I don't
sorry.
even know why we're doing 6 points, man. Because I don't even trust Trubisky. That dude, sometimes he plays quarterback, and it seems like he's playing for the other team.
But do we really know who's quarterback in the Patriots? Is it going to be Jones? Or is it going to be
Oh, Mac
Zappy?
Jones, Mac Jones, and then he'll get benched. So
Yeah, well,
yeah,
after the second quarter, and then Zappy comes in. I mean, this team can't even score
look,
7 points.
In the
lately.
last 3 games, they only scored 6 points against Indy, 7 against the Giants. They got shut out. I mean, the game was 6-0 though. I'm
They
just
get,
saying it was 6-0.
you gonna tell me what their defense is on point?
Oh well, definitely the Chargers
We
got offense and they couldn't. They only got 2 field goals,
Well,
right?
there's something going on over there with that coach that we already know he should be out the door on that side.
You
So it's a
you
hot
got a
mess
game
over there.
6-0 with that caliber offense right there. Yeah, you're out the window, buddy.
I'm seeing more
Don't
scoring.
gloat. Don't gloat that victory.
No, I'm seeing more scoring in the NHL this year than I'm seeing with the New England Patriots. This is ridiculous. I'm going with the Steelers to win this game because they have a better conference record. They have a better home record versus road record than the Patriots. There's really not much to go on here. Seriously. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
Look at me.
my
I'm
deep
yawning because it's the Patriots and Steelers on a
and we're
Thursday
and
night
we're and we're
football.
still talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Next.
Next, Buccaneers versus the Falcons. I like this. This is a game changer here, right? Uh, Bucks are 5-7. Should they defeat the Falcons, they move ahead of the Falcons, but it's not gonna happen. Okay,
Mm,
not gonna happen because I'm still picking the Atlanta Falcons, which I already picked preseason to win this division. Okay,
yes, you did.
the
Yes.
Falcons 2-game win streak. The Bucks came out victorious over Carolina 21-18. Okay. Then you got the Falcons. I mean, look, they beat the Saints, they beat the Jets, they snapped that three, their losing streak, but it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. I'm giving the advantage of the Falcons because they got that run game going on now. It's back on track, and they should move ahead a game over 500, and that's what we're waiting for, right? So definitely the Falcons.
Yeah, I got the Falcons. I know they beat the Buccaneers earlier this year in October by the field goal. And the Buccaneers, they've lost, I think, the last 4 road games. So their defense is not creating enough turnovers to help them do anything to
Mhm.
help, especially help that offense. So yeah, give me the Falcons to win this game.
You
I
know
agree.
who's you know who's not helping up the offense is Justin Fields and the Bears because man, they should have they should have beaten Green Bay. No, no, no. Take it back. They should have. I don't know. It was a close game. They started hot against Detroit and they failed, right? Because they lost 31-26. They're back again to play them, right? And that's the thing. It was only November 19th that they played each other.
Yeah,
And I'm wondering if the Bears will be able to have that hot streak again and maintain that lead. I don't think so. I really don't. And being that the weather is going to be comfortable, it's 39 degrees, no weather issues there.
right.
I'm taking the Lions, okay, especially coming off the win um over the Saints. That's what I meant to say. I'm taking the Lions to beat the Bears.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, as long as the Lions, stay turnover free. I mean, they're 7-1 when they have at least one turnover or less, this year. So if they stay away from those turnovers with the Bears, this is a division game. We've seen what happened last time when they played. The Bears blew a 12-point lead. The Lions got away lucky with that one. Hopefully, this is a different story. I got the Lions.
But I hope this was a different story because they got the Colts favorite. This is a pick'em game leaning to the Colts, but
Right.
after I mean, I know the Bengals should have probably lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars, but the Bengals took advantage of everything. But this game is in Cincinnati, and I think their backup quarterback for Cincinnati, he's gonna do a good job. Uh,
Man, he was awesome last night.
yeah,
He was
he's
like
gonna do all right.
He was
Uh,
nearly flawless last night. It's like you could not he couldn't do anything wrong.
and the Colts, well, I mean, they're on a 4-game winning streak, but look who they played: Carolina, New England, Tampa Bay, Tennessee in overtime. Not so fast. Pull up the brakes. The Colts 7-5. You thought you were going to the playoffs. Hit the back row because when Cincinnati wins, they're going to be ahead of the Colts, right?
Yeah,
With a tiebreaker.
right.
Give me Cincinnati winning big at home.
The reason I'm picking the Bengals is because the Colts they had to win last week against Tennessee on by special teams. If it wasn't for the special teams blocking these kicks, okay, they wouldn't have won that game. Tennessee would have won that game. Colts got lucky last week. I like the way the Bengals played last night, even though they should have lost that game in overtime. But it is what it is. I like the Bengals in this one. I like the way that quarterback is playing football. So they got a pretty good backup in Cincinnati.
Yeah. Jaguars versus the Browns.
Wow.
Could the Jacksonville Jaguars, I mean, um, come on, like what's going on? Like Trevor Lawrence, I think he's out, right?
He has a high ankle sprain. They're not ruling him out completely,
He's not playing.
but I don't see him playing to be on the same. I mean, I understand that, there's a lot at stake for the Jaguars here,
Hmm.
but do you really play him if he's clear to play with a high ankle sprain?
Well, being in first place, I will be careful, right? And knowing Coach Peterson, this guy's a Super Bowl head coach.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the importance of trying to maintain. He has CJ Beathard as the backup quarterback,
Yep.
but they're gonna have to pick maybe in a practice squad or another quarterback, or probably sign somebody else to be the backup because they're listed as only a two quarterback team
Yeah.
and they need another backup, right? And I don't know, like, should we be comfortable in picking the Jaguars, or can we be comfortable or picking the Browns?
If
This
if
is
they
like a pick 'em game because automatically the home team gets -3.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is a hard decision.
I mean, do we go with the Browns and do they got Flacco in this? Do we get that way?
Oh,
You
that's
know,
right.
so
That's right. They got Flacco. You know
Flacco,
who I'm picking?
Flacco.
The Jaguars. I'm picking the Jaguars in this game. I don't trust Flacco, man.
But can we trust Beathard if he is playing for Trevor Lawrence?
Mm.
I know, it's kind of tough. So
Well, I know how Flacco is. He plays for the other team. He was throwing interceptions again. Okay. I mean, this is the guy that I know. Um, I know that's messed up, right? Um, look,
I
he
mean,
went 9 for 10. Better went 9 for 10 for 63 yards. He got sacked twice. It's okay. I stay safe. If Jacksonville focuses on the run game, got Travis Etienne to rush the ball, it's got to be a committee of rushing to get down to the Brown. It's going to be down and dirty. I'm going to stay safe and take Jaguars.
yeah, I'm gonna lean towards Jacksonville, but this is not an easy game to pick, honestly, because it could be the day that Flacco throws for 300 yards and the defense continues to show
And he
what
could throw
they.
300 yards and then the fourth quarter throw three interceptions. So, yeah, I mean
Well,
that's
see,
overdoing it, but yeah.
I mean, Cleveland's defense is still pretty decent at this point in time. Still, I
Hmm.
know they lost the last two games, but I still count their defense as one of the top fives in the NFL. So if they get to Jacksonville, like what Cincinnati did, it could be a long day for Cleveland. But I'm going to hopefully stay safe on this one. Pick Jacksonville. We'll see.
All right. All right. We got the Panthers versus the Saints.
Hey, I picked New Orleans in the beginning of the season to win the South. I'm still sticking with that. It was a high offensive game last week against Detroit. They barely beat Carolina earlier this year. I mean, was it week one? I was honestly right. Week one, they beat them by a field goal.
Yeah.
And what kind of bothers me is I know Derek Carr's, I think, in concussion protocol, but I'm not gonna. I'm sticking with them. If they got Jameis Winston against Bryce Young, I'm taking the Saints. Give me the Saints. We're gonna go marching on. We're gonna roll it on.
Oh, and the Saints go marching
Marching
in.
in.
Yeah. 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 The Saints won against the Panthers 20-17.
There we go.
However, they always found a way to be a split each season. So I'm taking the Panthers
Ooh,
to get their second win over the
nice.
Saints.
Okay. Hey, you just don't want to see
Yes.
my Saints keep up with them Falcons. I see you. I see you.
No, 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 no,
No, no.
no. Yeah, I would laugh if the Panthers win.
I wouldn't, because with this being a division game and it was a 3-point game in week one,
Hmm.
I,
Sooner or later, they just can't get stuck with one win and do wonders for the Bears. That's what I'm saying. because the Bears got that pick.
And this could be and hey, I won't even be
Mhm.
mad because I just said earlier they're
Belichick
gonna
would be
get.
happy.
Well, so I'm saying Carolina's gonna pass New England.
Mm. See, there you go. I'm supporting your. I'm supporting the
Yeah,
comments that you're making.
shut it,
Yes. Yeah.
shut it.
Texans versus the Jets.
Come on now, man. You
Texas is a playoff contender team. Okay. But the thing is, they're 2 or 3 in away games. But it doesn't matter. They beat the last time they were on the road. They beat the Bengals 30-27. Uh, they've won the 4 of the last 5 games were home games. So would that be a factor? On the other side, you got the Jets. Now Aaron Rodgers is not playing,
no,
but that offense sucks against a defense like the Texans. Yet I'm taking the Texans.
look, Houston won 4 of the last 5 games,
But
and the
but
and the
the go ahead. Go
and
ahead.
the Jets since their bye week they've only averaging under 10 points a game. The Jets can't get anything right.
Oh, wait. The most they scored is 13 points. That was against Miami. And probably
Mhm.
that was probably the give me in the fourth quarter.
Right.
But you're right. They scored 6 points Chargers, 12 points against Vegas,
Mhm.
6 points against Buffalo. Who knows? Maybe they'll score 9 to make a big difference.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I give him double digits. Give him 10.
Can I get a 27-9 27-9 victory
Whoop,
for
whoop.
the Texans?
There we go.
Yeah. Gotta give some respect to that defense, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Why not?
Rams versus the Ravens. You spoke highly about the Ravens and everything else, and every time you spoke highly of them, they lose.
Don't jinx it.
They lost to Green Bay. They lost to Dallas back to back, but they won a 3-game winning streak because they beat Seattle, Arizona, and Cleveland. Oh, and that was the Rams. Excuse me. The
Yeah.
Ravens, on the other hand, the time you told me they were the bomb, they lost to Cleveland 33-31.
They got bombed.
And it looks like their defense is struggling, man. I mean, they're showing improvement, but that was against the Chargers. Okay. mm, 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 mm.
You seem like you're having a hard time picking this.
Because the Rams finally are getting the
Yeah.
swing of
They
things
they got their
3
rhythm
game,
back.
right?
Yeah, 3-game winning streak. Yeah, I get it. Since their
Yeah.
bye week, yeah, I get it. And they are all of a sudden back in the hunt for this race. To me, I
God,
think
that's rough. Yeah, and I told you, whoever's hot at the end, they're gonna continue that march.
Baltimore's defense is literally right behind
You
Cleveland for
keep
the best
saying
defense
that.
for the best defense in the league. I
Yeah, you
think
keep saying that.
they will shut the Rams down on this one. They will end
But
this.
the Rams beat the Cleveland. They beat Cleveland. They took care of business. They scored 30 plus points against Cleveland. How
Okay,
you gonna tell me?
but they're not going to do that again. They're not going to do that to another defense back to back weeks like that. If that's the
Mm.
case, then if the Rams do that, they're going to the Super Bowl.
Look, if the Rams beat the Cleveland and Cleveland beat the Ravens, put me
Oh
down for the Rams.
no, we're not going to go
Put
this.
me down for the Rams
We're
on
not
this
going to
one.
do this whole little circle of we beat them, we beat them. Well, I beat you, I beat you.
Oh
You sound
yeah,
like John Cena and
and
DX.
and and what?
You beat me and I beat you. We all beat each other. Come on now.
Hey, that don't even sound right, then.
That's exactly what John Cena
No,
said.
what do you?
No, that's exactly what John Cena said. You're a goat. Man. You take your Rams. I'm taking the
I'll take
Ravens.
the Rams. I'll take the 7 points for the Rams too. By the way, damn right I will.
Give me the Rams.
You want
To
the
go
Rams?
to
Okay.
get buried. To get buried.
Oh,
To get buried. Quote the Ravens nevermore.
Rams win by a game-winning field goal. You're
No,
welcome.
no,
All
they'll be
right.
lucky to start.
The Vikings versus the Raiders. The Vikings are coming back from a bye week. The Raiders, well, the Raiders are the Raiders. They got the bye week too, so they both teams are fresh, right?
It should be, yeah.
But the Raiders coming back from a 2-game losing streak, and so are the Vikings. I'm looking to see who had a better competitive schedule. But they're still with their backup quarterback, right? The Vikings.
Both of them.
Oh,
Aiden
man.
O'Connell against Joshua Dobbs.
Well, I've been 0-2 ever since going for the Raiders the last 2 games. The Vikings too. They lost to Chicago 12-10. I don't get
I
it.
know. I
It
mean,
was all the turnovers. That's what it was. Yeah.
Dobbs has 5 interceptions in the last 2 losses. Yes, when he first
Man.
started off hot. This is a difficult pick, honestly. I
And
honestly,
Jefferson's coming back. So I'm
mhm.
taking the Vikings.
I'm going to stay safe with the Vikings. I think they go to LA and they take care of business.
Would you going? Where they going?
They're going to Las Vegas,
LA? They're going
LA,
Vegas, baby.
LA.
Vegas.
Well, there is a LA in Las, so LA. So they're going to
Las,
LA. They're going to
Las, Las
La.
Vegas, baby.
It's past my bedtime. Okay, come on, now, leave me alone.
Yeah. You're only an hour difference than me. Okay. All right. We got the Seahawks and the 49ers.
Why you say that solo? You trying to pronounce it? Seahawks. Break it
I-
down.
I'm trying
Break
to.
down the syllables.
Did we cover the Broncos and the Chargers yet?
No,
No, not yet. All right.
no.
Yeah. I'm trying to make sure I got everybody.
Oh,
All
trust me,
right.
I'll let you know.
The Seahawks and the 49ers. I mean, dude, like, how can you go against the 49ers right now?
The only team that the only thing that could defeat the 49ers
It's
is
themselves.
themselves, Mother Nature and her injuries. I mean, when
Yeah.
you're injured, you can't do nothing. But when you're
No.
healthy, they are proven that they are legit.
Yeah.
Okay. Think about it.
Absolutely.
Think about this. When the 49ers were injured and they lost those 3 in a row, they literally averaged 17 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
Since they've been healthy and all their wins, they've been averaging over 35 points a game. They can't not be stopped when they are healthy. Okay. They are demolishing everybody. They're like a runaway train that can't be stopped, that's on fire. Okay. So I don't see what the Seahawks are going to do to put out this fire. Because obviously the Cowboys going to do it. Obviously the Seahawks going to do it the last time. Obviously the Eagles going to do it.
Mm-hmm. I
So
agree with you. I agree. So we both agree the 49ers. Moving on to the Bills versus the Chiefs. Chiefs are favorite. The Bills, they won their last meeting at Kansas City. They won 24-20. This was the month of October. Um, the last time they played in December. I'm trying to look at their history here. The last time they played in December, the Bills won 16-10, but that was back in 2009. Um, yeah, they look like they do good in December. Yeah, the Bills,
December,
yeah.
in December,
And December.
December.
But if it was the playoffs, the Chiefs will manhandle them quick. I'm actually going to pick the Bills to win. I'm
Oh,
taking them by a field goal. I think this is
oh.
going to be a great game. And again, it's just I'm just not feeling the Chiefs offense on this one. They're gonna have a good defense, don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of changes down the staff for the Bills. I think they'll pull it out.
Patrick Mahomes has thrown 14 touchdowns into only 4 interceptions while at home. I think he turns it around. He comes back after losing 2 out of the last 3 games. At home, he'll take down Buffalo. Give me Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And give me his counterpartner, my auto.
My auto. Look, my auto, they can't do it by themselves. And the Chiefs are dealing with a lot of injuries. And that's why I say this is gonna be a close one.
Yeah.
But the Bills, being that they won in Kansas City last year, I think they'll do it again. I really do.
Okay. Fair enough.
But it's gonna be a good game. We'll see what happens.
Right.
Right. The Broncos and the Chargers. There we go.
There you
That's the
go.
game that I was missing. I thought I was skipping that for some reason. The Broncos, man, they crushed it, man. I thought they had the chance, and the Broncos made some mistakes. Um, but they're on the road. They're at the Chargers. I don't trust the Chargers. The Broncos should win easily in this game. I really do. They're favorite, but I just don't trust the coach. Staley, don't trust him.
No, I don't either. And I mean, what's crazy is that the home team in this series has won the last 6 meetings.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think that would favor the Chargers in this situation, but you're right. Coming off that disastrous win against the Patriots should have never happened that way. I like the Broncos to come back and bounce back after that. It was an
It
okay
was a,
loss. It was a great
yeah,
loss. I mean, they fought hard.
yeah, but damn, this guy they ended it with an interception, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Russell Wilson was under pressure a lot. and I still think that he could have threw that ball away. There was
Well,
something else that he could have done, but
yeah, because you're right. I mean, and that's
I
what
know time was an issue.
he showed. That's
Mhm.
exactly what we've been seeing from Russell Wilson all year on the road. His numbers have not been good, and that last week showed it. Hopefully, this time around, this week, he turns it around on the road, knowing what's at stake. He takes down the Chargers. If the Chargers win, that just goes to show that history continues to repeat itself. But I'm hoping Russell Wilson turns it around.
All right, the Eagles versus the Cowboys.
Ooh.
Look, it's almost like a domino effect, right? Um, the Eagles went ahead and beat the Chiefs.
Oh,
But
here
the
you go.
49ers
Here
went
we
and beat watch this. The 49ers no, because it's a reverse psychology from last year, right? The Chiefs are the Super Bowl champions that beat the Eagles. This year the Eagles beat the Chiefs. But the Eagles beat the 49ers last year, but 49ers beat what? The Eagles, right? And now we got this, the Eagles and the Cowboys. Everyone's in the bandwagon. Here we go. The Cowboys, yay, Cowboys, 4 in a row. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You beat the Giants, you beat the Carolina Panthers, you beat the Washington Commanders, and you finally got a good game against Seattle. The buck stops right there. Eagles are going to put the band-aid on them and said, hey, go over there, put some ice on yourself. The Eagles, they're going to fly away with the victory.
uh, I just hope everything's okay with Jalen Hurts. He was on concussion protocol. Hopefully that
Mm.
doesn't mount to much and that he starts in this game. Look, the Cowboys are 6-0 at home this year. They've scored over 30 points or more every single of those games. They, I think, on a 6-game home winning streak against the Philadelphia Eagles. Everything favors the Cowboys to take over first place on Sunday. But I think that is not going to happen. The Eagles are not going to lose to the 49ers and the Cowboys back to back. The Eagles still got something to prove here as the argument as far as the best team because they are the defending champs.
Mm-hmm.
They're not, to me, they're not the best team, but they're proving that they are one of the best, if not the best, in the NFC. They still got an
Right.
argument until they get knocked off their high horse. Give me the Eagles because the last time we made this game, I picked the Cowboys and they just proved me wrong.
Right. They won
They
28 to 23. That was back in November 5th. But do you wonder, like, do you think that teams already figured out the Eagles? Because if you look at it, and even the Commanders, I think the Commanders are the first ones to play them hard.
Yeah,
Because even though the Eagles won, they won 38 to 31, but by one possession. And I feel like they're figuring out scheme
yeah.
maneuvers that they're doing, right? And everything revolves on Hurts, right? And if
hmm
you take them out of the equation, the Eagles are not the Eagles.
Right.
But they always find a way to win. And if they lost 42 to 19 to San Francisco, I think I'll be eager to bounce back and for a win. I think so.
No, you're right because they lost to the Jets. They
Hmm.
came. They pulled out the overtime win against Buffalo. Then they turn around and get destroyed by San Francisco. Yeah, people figuring them out.
The only thing I don't like is that the Cowboys got extra rest because they had a Thursday game. They had a
Right.
back-to-back Thursday games.
Yeah. And so if the Cowboys do come out with the victory, I'm going for the Eagles. But if the Cowboys come out with a victory, the Cowboys are going to easily finish undefeated at home. But that's still not going to bode well because going into the playoffs, you're going to have to win the division to play at home. If not, you're going to be on the road the whole time. And the Cowboys cannot seem to win on the road. So, but I think the Eagles got an easier schedule ending the season than the
Actually,
Cowboys.
to be honest with you, should the Dallas Cowboys win, they do not take first place because of the fact that they have a split against each other. The division is going to be even because they're both going to be 4-1, but the Eagles have a better conference record
Record.
because they only got one loss. So losing to the Cowboys make them two losses, while the Cowboys are currently right now six and
Right.
three,
Yeah,
and
they
the
lost to the
Eagles are
Cardinals.
6-1.
Right, they lost to the Cardinals. That did,
Right.
yeah, okay.
Hmm.
Okay. And then too,
So
after this home game, the Cowboys got to go back to back road against Buffalo and Miami. So that's not going to be even easy for the Cowboys. So this is not looking good for the Cowboys going down the stretch because the Eagles still got the Giants twice.
you mean they got 2 bye weeks?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm talking about the Giants. The Packers are going to MetLife Stadium. They're favored at 6.5. And you never know what you're gonna get out of the New York Giants. And they beat the Patriots 10-7 before going on the bye week. Before that, they beat Washington. It was a record point for the season, maybe for the last 2 seasons. They put up 31 points, something that I'm shocked to even say. They won 31-19, but prior to that, they just had a terrible losing streak. They even lost to the Jets. So, and the Giants never do good coming back from a bye week.
I know.
I'm taking the Packers. I won't be surprised they win by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers too. Look, all of a sudden they're just so hot, and Jordan Love is averaging over 280 passing yards per game, and about 8 touchdowns through this 3 game winning streak. This is
They
just
beat Detroit and they beat
mm-hmm,
Kansas City
mm-hmm,
back to back. So you're
right.
absolutely right.
Now the Giants may get Tyrod Taylor back. I don't know if that's going to make a difference for
It
them.
doesn't make a
Exactly.
difference.
Give me the Packers.
And I believe that was Monday Night Football. We have 2 Monday Night Footballs because the second one starting at the same time. You have the Titans versus the Dolphins. And if the Dolphins were to choke at home, I mean, look, they're 5-0 at home.
God, look at that point
Titans
spread.
are 0-6 on the road. Okay. 13 points. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so mucho. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. And I tell yeah, that's a lot.
And I'm going to tell you something. Talking about that spread, the
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins are 4-1 against the spread at home.
I'll take the spread.
Take the spread, right?
Take the
But
spread.
I'm taking Miami to win this game though, and I think
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
and they will stay
I'll be a fool
at,
not to take the Dolphins.
and they'll stay on top of the AFC for another week.
Why they're gonna be like that for another couple of weeks? They're gonna win their division. There's a big
Well,
gap.
I'm talking about the AFC title rank number
Oh, yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. The
They
AFC
win. They
conference.
yeah they
Got it.
win. They
Yeah,
stay on top. Yeah, for now.
yeah. So we
Mm,
got some great games. I made
yeah,
some like unpredictable picks. I even gonna scratch my head as to why, but it is what it is. Nowadays, you just gotta go with the scenario and hope best that my I won't say my I can't say that, but I am favoring the Atlanta Falcons to win that conference. They got a hard task against the Saints. Um, I mean, I can't. I'm a Giants fan, and I just can't pick them against the Packers. I just can't do it.
let's just think about this for a second. It's just a
Mhm.
thought. If the Giants found a way of beating the Packers, then you got to put them mathematically still alive to get into the seventh seed of the wild card. I'm
Mm.
just saying.
Until they play the Eagles, and then that's game over.
Yeah, exactly. I know,
Yeah,
but
we've
hey,
been struggling
I'm
against the Eagles for the last couple of years, man.
just trying to hope, just trying to keep the hope alive. That's all.
And you know what's a hope alive? The Broncos. I I think the Broncos is the money. They're outside. They're 6-6, but I think the Broncos are the team that's gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah, I cannot disagree with you because
Mhm,
with Pittsburgh and Cleveland both having backup quarterbacks, if these two teams start declining, we
mhm.
could see Houston, of course, jumping over everybody in the wild card. Denver sliding in there. Maybe Indianapolis keeping that hope alive to stay in there to themselves.
Mike Tomlin does not have a losing
You,
season.
yes, I
Keep that in
know.
mind.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
but
I
that
think he's
doesn't
the only coach ever to do that.
in his tenure. Yeah, but that doesn't mean he can make the playoffs. He can still have a winning record and not make the playoffs.
Well, he didn't make it last year, did he?
No, I
No,
think
they
yeah,
didn't.
that they did. I thought they did. No, eight
I
and
don't
eight,
think they made the playoffs last year. They
eight, eight,
no,
eight and
no, they
one.
did not. They were
Okay,
no, they didn't.
they
No, they
fell
didn't.
out. It was the
Yep.
Raiders that knocked them out. Damn
Hmm.
Raiders, they knocked them
Damn
out.
Raiders. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they finished 9-8 and did not make the. They finished third in the FC North, but prior to that, I think he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 playoffs, right? with one hell of a career. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Out of 17 seasons coaching, he made the playoffs 10. He could make it 11, if that. But out of that, he's won one Super Bowl, and that was
Hmm.
back in 2008.
Yeah, beat the Green Bay
So
Packers. Yep.
mm, black and yellow, black and yellow. That
Hmm.
was that year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I still remember. I still remember. Um, but it's gonna be interesting to see how everything shapes up. It's like at first we all thought that we have a favorite who's going to the Super Bowl. Now it's like we're scratching our heads, like I don't know, I don't know now. Like there's a big difference, and we, like I said, the hottest team, especially now we're in December. Whoever finishes 4-0, making it to the Super Bowl in the month of December. Give me that. Give me that much.
Go Giants.
All right.
I know. No, but you're right.
Oh,
You're right. You're right. I mean, because we got so much football left, so it's going to come down to week 18 in this,
mm-hmm.
and I know they're going to be flexing a lot of games that time because there's going to be still a lot to race for. We're gonna have
Yeah.
we're gonna have so much scenarios. It's gonna feel like an algebra test thrown at us at the last minute. If this happens, and this happens, and this happens, and this happens, yeah.
Yeah, you got to go to
But
college for this, right?
right now, I'm not going to worry about that. I go on vacation on Sunday. I'll be joining the Giants game Monday night on a cruise ship with my drink. So mm,
Then you don't want to see the Giants on the cruise ship.
I'll drink. I'll drink one before, during, and after. Can't be
Oh,
disappointed.
well, thank you for watching the
Yes.
All Four Downs podcast. If you missed our first episode with the college football, we had our special guest,
Mm,
Max Chadwick there. Awesome, awesome show. So take a look in the YouTube channel on the live section. And of course, you want to compete against us in our picks, go ahead and replay it on our YouTube channel or on
mhm.
Facebook. It is All Four Downs. Tuning in live with you. So man, you
Yeah.
gotta love some football, can't we?
You're the defending champ, and we're all coming after you.
Ha ha! Take care.